Everybody, welcome back to the Tony's Picks Morning Show. I'm Tony T. We're getting you picks here from the World Series Game 3 moves to New York, NFL Monday Night Football, the NBA, and we'll close out here with the NHL for sports coverage just here on the show. So we'll be ready to roll here, and we'll beat the Cappers, and we'll get right to the picks. Let's say hello to Rod. Rod, what's going on?
Not too much, Tony. It was have to start the first half of the day, and then I was like, oh, this is how my luck's going to go with a Hail Mary into the end zone, and Washington gets the win in that one. It was like, ugh. This is one of those days where things were going good, and then I hit that, and downhill. It just was like drop right off, and ooh, Dallas, you stink. That's all I got to say about that. On their new week. Yeah, I think I broke even on the weekend. It was basically an even. I had a great day Saturday, and then the NFL on Sunday was like, keep my blood.
There we go. Let's say hello to Mindy. Based on the leaderboards on your NFL's trending back up again. How are you doing?
That's right. Did well. Up about 3 units there yesterday, so pretty happy with how the weekend went. I'm still trying to decide what kind of defense Dallas was playing there. And same thing, like look at what happened with CeeDee Lamb on those 2 touchdowns he scored, right? I mean, what happened to the 49ers? No one covering him? I mean, you don't cover the best guy out there on the field. There was lots of weird, crazy things that happened yesterday in the NFL.
I'm not giving any excuses for any 49ers to miss a tackle because they were beat up and injured and had third stringers running out there. So I give them an excuse. What's Dallas's excuse? You had a week prep to get ready for this game. This was your biggest game of the season. This is your biggest rival ever. You can't
did you hear yourself? That's all I had to say about that.
I did until you were talking to telling the 49ers you didn't do a good job. And I was like, no, that's it. No, I gotta Dallas, you suck.
All fired up
49ers. 49ers, good job on a third stringer that probably doesn't play that position a whole lot. Was like, oh, I missed. Hey, there goes CeeDee Lamb. Ooh, can I get his autograph? That's exactly what he was doing.
Like I said, hey, I have CeeDee Lamb on my fantasy team. I was pretty happy about that. So hey, if you don't want to cover him, that's okay by me. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that I feel like it was a pretty decent day. We still kind of know where folks stand. I think in the NFL, not a whole lot of surprises, except for maybe Dallas, right? Like you said, you have a whole week to prepare, and nothing good really came out of that. But yeah, I thought it was a good weekend.
Good weekend indeed. Let's say hello to Chris. Chris, what's happening?
Oh, not much. Just ready. There's a whole lot of NBA today, so I'm definitely excited about that. I had a pretty decent day yesterday, and ready to get started this week. A lot of action, a lot of good games, and just getting ready to do it.
Yeah, getting ready to do it. Yeah, for me, same old story. I thought my split on my premiums, but I thought I handicapped the whole card very well. I didn't put enough plays on the premium side. That's really what does crack at me, like I did on Saturday. I didn't learn my lesson. I should have trusted the Cardinals more. I should have played those 2 overs, which I liked a lot, with the Tennessee and the Cleveland game. And those are just stinging me right now. I understand that was a bad luck too with that Bear game. But I've been on the others. I've been in this so long that I've been on the other side of all these. Anything you see that happens, I've been on the other side of. So it doesn't really faze me too much anymore. It does hurt when it happens, but I've been on.
I'm not. You gotta these weekends. Guess what? They do happen. Welcome to betting the NFL. You have those weekends where the bounces go your way. And then, as Tony says, I've been on the other side of things where you get that touchdown. You're like, yeah! And you're like him running down the field going, I can't believe he caught that. I can't believe he caught that. I can't believe he caught that. So, yeah, it happens in this game. You can't get too high, can't get too low. No, and I wasn't that high. I was just bugged out.
Oh, yeah, I was bugged out. Yeah. I mean, again, so when I've seen all these morning results, I said, I'm on the side of many of these games. The Jags, was another one. I said, I just got to get more on the premium side. That was the situation with me there. So anyway, ready to roll here. Let's get started here. It's the World Series, right? So we should cover it first because the Giants are in action. So I don't think they'll mind too much. So let's get it underway here. We will take a look here tonight here at the World Series Game 2, Dodgers and Yankees. It's going to start at 8 Eastern time. We're seeing, the Yankees here favored here from a opener $1.45. It's been sitting around there around $1.45 here. Total sits 8.5. We're seeing juice to the over in this one. So this one's actually hit 9 at Pinnacle. So the market leader has moved this to 9. the market world leader, I should say, has moved this to 9. So we'll see if they follow. It looks like it may be moving here because we're seeing 20 cents to the juice going over. Although the Circa, the sharp book in Vegas, keeps $1 at -110 on the 8.5. So let's get this one underway with Rod. It looks like the pitching matchups will be Buehler on the hill for LA, Clark Schmidt, the right-hander here for the Yankees.
Yeah, look at this one here. I agree with the over. Look what Clark Schmidt has been doing. He definitely has been improved. But look what he did last time. Guardians got to him. He went 4.2 innings, gave up 5 hits, couple walks. That's his big issue. If Clark Schmidt starts walking, guys, Dodgers bats will go crazy because he's good for it. You see, he's good 2 walks, 1 walk, 4 walks. There hasn't been his last 5 starts that he hasn't given up a walk. So I think he gives up a couple of those, and the Dodgers pounce. And hey, Buehler's on the mound. Look what he did last time. He goes about 4 innings, 5 innings at best, and then you're either going to get a solid 3-hit outing, or he gives up no runs, 6 strikeouts, or you're going to get the what we see with the Padres, where he went 5 innings, give up 7 hits and 6 earned runs. When Buehler's on the mound, usually you get overs as well. So I like the over here in this one. I think both teams get some scoring, and we see fireworks right from the start in this game 3. Definitely tune into it. Bring a glove to the ballpark because you're going to need it in New York.
There we go. Finally, because we had, they needed extra innings to get to the over in game 1. If you talk about it, yeah, both games 9-inning unders, but they only got to the over extras there in LA. It was hot weather in LA. I think we're going to be looking at more milder temperatures here, just to look at it here. 56-degree temperature. They're not too bad. 56 degrees here in New York. I thought it was supposed to be forecast for chillier than that. So it's still in the mid-50s, not in the low 40s. We thought we might have seen some low 40s coming into the last week. It looked like that was the forecast 10-day, but no, not too bad.
Mid-50s, not bad.
Not bad. Move on over to Mindy.
Yeah, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and get back on the Yankees here. It's usually the spot, right? I mean, if we just look at trends alone with what usually happens, last 6 World Series, the loser of Game 2 goes out and wins Game 3. I do kind of feel like Clark Schmidt might be a little bit better on the mound. I like the way that both of these bullpens have been playing. Actually, I know that there was, the weird thing that, happened in Game 1 for that to get over. But I'm not sure we're going to see the lights out firepower here tonight. But my favorite play is going to be on the Yankees.
Yankees from Mindy on over to Chris.
Yeah, I gave this one out in my free World Series pick today on the video. I'm going to stick to it. I know the number's going up, but I took the over. Like Rod said, I think it may take us a while. I was sweating the last one because I gave it out as my free pick, and it took us till the 10th to get that one. But Walker Buehler and Schmidt both can get hit, so I don't think there's going to be a problem getting over today.
All right, I'll tell you what I think about this one here. I just can't resist the price you're giving the Dodgers plus 130, plus 125. Got to take them. Here's one of the things that really caught my eye here. LA, of course, we got Muncy and Freeman hitting that porch, right? That's a such. So that may hurt them. The Yankees, that's supposed to help them, right? It may hurt them here because the Dodgers have left-handed power. Also, Teoscar likes to go opposite field. I could see Teoscar hit one right by that pole too as well. So Dodgers capable of going the other way with their home run hitters. And Ohtani, he's a DH, right? It's a DH. We don't know how effective he'll be. To me, I could always. And the injury looks serious to me, but I don't know. I mean, they say he's good to go, but we'll see at batting practice how he feels, right? And how is he going to handle the major league pitching? That's the biggest question here when he's up there, not just some, third base coach throwing balls at him at batting practice. So we'll see how that rolls. But here's something that caught my attention here: the Yankees at home against the interleague, 8-15, losing 16.5 units. Now, with the Yankees at home facing these home run hitting teams, these are teams that average 1.25 home runs per game or greater. They are just 3-9, losing almost 10 units. So the Yankees have been horrible at home against these power hitting teams. And of course, we know the issue with the Yankees. They're getting poor production from the bottom of the lineup and Judge. There's four spots in the lineup that aren't producing. Will the scenario change? Maybe. We'll see. Buehler has had those up and down games, right? He's looked pretty good of late. And he's capable of getting blown off the mound today as well. So you just don't know. You just don't know what you're going to get. But the price is just too attractive for me, especially with an LA bullpen with an ERA of 2.79. And, of course, Dodgers over the past 7 put up almost 6.5 runs a game. and they played well on the road in that Mets series. Although they did blow one game. Flaherty got blown up off the mound here. Looking at King in his playoff starts, allowed 4 earned runs with 6 strikeouts in 9 3rd innings, but that was against Cleveland and Kansas City. These are the Dodgers, right? So we'll see how that rolls. But again, the price is too. I'm seeing plus 130s in some places now, plus 135 in Vegas. I mean, that's a big number, man. I just can't. I just got to take LA in that spot. All right, let's continue on. Anybody have any closing thoughts on this game before we move on?
No, I don't necessarily think though that shoulder injury, unless it's like truly separated, I haven't heard like official diagnosis. It's not really going to hurt his swing very much. I mean, if he was out there playing the field, you'd have some issues, but I think as a hitter, unless it's fully separated, I think he'll be okay. All
right, we'll see how that rolls there. And then the former hitter playing with he played through a whole entire season with a broken thumb?
Yeah, on my glove hand.
Broken thumb. She played the entire college baseball season with a broken thumb. So no sympathy for players.
I do not have sympathy for players.
They're not playing. All right, let's continue here on the Tony This Morning Show as we get ready here for the next one. We go to Monday Night Football. A doozy here. Giants and Steelers here. The Steelers opened 7. It's down to 6 now. And, of course, total sits 36.5. 36 is in some places here. We start here with Rod.
Yeah, it's the Giants. So the Giants on Monday night and Daniel Jones, no thanks. No chance can I put my money on the Giants on Monday night with Daniel Jones. Look at the numbers. He's just awful on Monday nights. It's just maybe he's due to get one. Maybe. Maybe, but I don't want to bet on he's due. So look what the Steelers are starting to do. They're starting to roll and starting to score 30 on average. And that defense is still tough. Gonna be tough for the Giants to score a whole lot of points. I actually like the under 36. I know it opened at like 40 something, but it's down to 36. I know it's a tight low, but give me the under 36 and a half on that one. I think we sneak under the total, lower scoring one. I don't think the Giants are gonna be able to score a whole lot in this one. Give me the under.
Right on over to Mindy.
Rod, I'm going to go ahead and say that Vegas set this line a little bit too low, or it has been driven down a little bit. Driven down a little bit too low. How about that? Maybe Vegas's number was right on, right? But yeah, I mean, I feel like with the matchups here, when we go wide receiver number 1, maybe we're giving just a slight edge to the Giants, but that wide receiver number 2, there is a huge edge to the Giants. So, I mean, to get this total, we got to get about 5 touchdowns, right? So that's about, 1 per quarter. I think we can go ahead and sneak some points out here, maybe a 10 spot, maybe 13 with that Giants team. And then if I look at Russell Wilson, I always kind of give him a little bit of crap, right? He's not my favorite guy, but he has been actually moving that team up a little bit. Right before, if you're looking at Fields, they were averaging about 4.5 yards per reception, per carry, right, per play. But right now he's moved them up to about 6.5 per play. And I just feel like with that, he's going to be able to move them down the field. If we can have an offensive line protect him, I think they'll be okay because the Giants do like to blitz, but he's just swifty enough, mobile enough to go ahead and get this. So I'm going to go ahead and go over. My modeling has us coming in at about 40. If we just look at offensive efficiencies, that's coming in right at about 37. I think it's going to be close. I think they snatch it up there at the end. So we're going to go ahead and go over that total.
Yeah, from Mindy on over to Chris.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Steelers here to cover the 6. And it's less than a touchdown. They're 5-2 against the spread this season. And it's the Giants. I don't think they have any problem taking care of that with a touchdown.
Yeah, from Chris. All right, I'll tell you what I think about this one here. The Giants offense has been better on the road here, running for 4.5 yards a carry, 65% completion rate. And but again, their number is horrible defensively. 6 yards per rush, 68% completion rate. And pass defense for the Steelers, not the greatest here. And the issue here with, the thing with Russell Wilson and why he was out, they made up I think it was all made up injury. I think Tomlin wanted him to be in better playing shape because the thing that really caught my attention with Russell Wilson was the playing shape he was in. How mobile, the mobility and how quick he was out in the field. He didn't have that fluffy look to him like he had before when he was with Seattle. But it looked to me that they got his conditioning right. And, sometimes you see that with players, right? Especially in the NBA, they'll sit you out, but he can't come back from injury until conditioning. I think they were trying to get his conditioning right.
Condition back up, yeah. His endurance and
That's a good point. Never thought of
that. Was not good, yeah. Because he was, as you said, he was looking kind of fluffy in Denver. There, he was definitely looking fluffy. Where he was,
like you said. Now that you say that, yeah.
You see that, right?
In the face, yeah, definitely. I can see that.
He was moving outside the pocket very well. He had more quickness, and that was something that really got my attention. That he had more quickness and that touch on the ball. Fields is more of a line drive thrower. He has that touch where he leads his receivers, and he can spread out the field. And his numbers weren't that bad in Denver. If you looked at him, it was pretty good intermediate passing there. But I think he's got his sharpness back. And I think why? Because you got a coach like Tomlin, right? Tomlin's a no-nonsense guy. Look, I'm playing Fields. Well, they make up this thing about an injury, but I really think, again, it was just, one of those meetings. It just Wilson and Tomlin, closed door, nobody else in there. You got to get in better shape, Russ, before I put you in. I think that's silly. I think that's what it came to.
It's very well being, Tony. I think
did he go up to bed and poke his gut and go, hee.
Just be like, how long are you going to be out with that calf injury, right?
Well, that's it. It does get in better shape, and I think that's really what it is. That's why I'm going to go over in this one, because you said I think Wilson does elevate this offense, and the Steelers' pass defense has gotten me concerned, and the Giants just seem to play a little better on the road. I mean, look at their numbers offensively. I know the defense numbers are bad, but the offense numbers look better to me there. So I think, as you said, Lindy said, I think we can get this one just over the total there in this one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Fix Morning Show as we move on over to the NBA 11-game card from the association tonight, and we'll start them off here. Just want to make sure I have everything in time. My line service here set by start times. We do now. Okay, Pacers, Magic, Wizards, Hawks, Pistons, and Heat. We get it started here with Rod.
Yeah, you look for let's look at the Pistons taking on the Heat. Oh, the Heat are at home and they're laying 8.5. No, thanks, not doing that. That sounds like a losing proposition there. You look at what the Heat have done as a favorite between 6.5 and -12 at home. 5-20 ATS. Give me Detroit and the Pistons plus the 8.5 there. I think it's moving. You might be able to get a 9. I've seen it in some books, but I still like it at 8.5. Pistons scrappy bunch. I don't know if they win it, but I think they can come into Miami and keep that one close. And then, hey, look at the Bucks. They get a back-to-back spot here after losing outright to the Nets. Now you're going to go into Boston and expect to have a chance? No, I don't think so. No chance. Give me Boston. We've seen what Boston's done to teams early on the season, and they have the middle down. I think they got a couple guys on that Boston team that were on the Olympics that sat on the bench. I think they're a little bit mad, and we've seen it from this Boston team. Give me Boston. I'll lay the 10. They're going to beat up on the Bucks.
Yeah, from Rod, we move on over to Mindy.
Let's go ahead and start with the Magic here. They covered what in like their last 14 home games, something like that. I like the Magic here in this spot. I agree. I'm going to go be on the Pistons. I'll take the big plus points here. They've covered the spread in their last 5 versus the Heat as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and say that the Wizards are still pretty bad. I'm going to go ahead and take the Hawks here in this one.
Yeah, from Mindy. Okay, on this slide here, Panthers, Magic, Wizards, Hawks, Pistons, Heat. On over to Chris.
On the, let's see, we're at Pistons, Heat. Definitely going to take the Pistons. I mean, they're 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 meetings against the Heat. It's just too big a number here to not lay that with the Pistons. And then, did you say we're doing Magic, Pacers?
Yeah, Magic, Pacers.
Magic, to me, that's a no-brainer because they're a really good home cover team. They're 6-0 at home. So I'm going to take the Magic on that to lay that number as well.
All right, yeah, I'll tell you what I think about this one. Yeah, I'm going to look here at the Pacers Magic. I just look here with as a home favorite dating back to last season, 23-6 for the spread as a home favorite. And I watched that Indiana game. The end game was horrible by the Pacers. I mean, just the overall possessions, the turnovers. I mean, it's just they gave that game away. This was a Sixers team without Embiid, without George, right? It was just and it just the final 5 minutes. I'm shaking my head. What's wrong with these Pacers? This is not the team we saw from last year. This wasn't the team that got that quick start and made it to Vegas and then playing final here against the Lakers, who ran the Bucks off the court in that semifinal game in Vegas. There is rest advantage for the Magic coming in, as Chris was saying. The Magic coming in a very good home favorite, and the Pacers are not rebounding the basketball. Their 3-point shooting has not been very good this year, and they sit with a -8 net rating after 3 games. So, and Orlando's making their 3, so I'll look at the Magic in that spot, and I'm there with the Pistons here at +8.5. The Heat, when they're laying this type of point spread, 6.5 to 12 points, 3.8 to the spread at home as a favorite. So I'm not going that route direction at all here with them here. And in that Hawks game, that one in this spot, I can only look at Atlanta. You know, how in the world after 2 games can you be giving up 122 points per 100 possessions? That's the Wizards for you right there. I mean, that is the Wizards. You know where you suck. You know where you suck. And the first 2 games of the season, you still suck doing the same thing. It's just unbelievable. I know Atlanta's in the back-to-back, but we've seen them in these road home back-to-backs where they come home and they do work. Actually, they played a little better defensively this year, and they're shooting the basketball. And I'll look at Atlanta this spot. This Wizards team, man, my goodness, just unbelievable organization. All right, we'll continue on here with Nuggets, Raptors, Bucks, and Celtics. Cavs and the Knicks. That one ought to be a good one there. We start with Rod.
Yeah, and you look at where did you go? Did you go all the way?
Nuggets, Raptors, Nuggets, Raptors, Bucks, Celtics, Cavs, and Knicks. The final games of the 7 Eastern slot.
Oh, did I jump the Milwaukee Bucks?
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, you can do it.
You're
still on your first cup. It's okay, right? You're still on your first cup.
I still am on that first cup. It's still early, so.
The butter beer.
Looking at these ones here, I don't want to. I'm going to jump a time slot again, aren't I? Is Houston, San Antonio in the spot? I don't think.
No, that's the 8 o'clock slot.
That's the next. Denver taking on.
I'm going rogue on this. He's going rogue.
Denver and your Raptors. Your Raptors are in action. You know.
Look at the Raptors. Okay, let's look at the Raptors. They are 6-19 as a home dog over their last 25. So if you want to, it's 9 points there with the Nuggets. Nuggets haven't looked great to start their season. That's for sure. Definitely not beating down teams like we have seen the Nuggets. But what's the best get right spot? Going to Toronto and playing the Crafters. So give me the Nuggets there in that one. They're going to Toronto and they get to beat up on the Crafters. So I think the Nuggets, this is the get right spot for them, and I think they do win by 10+. So I'll lay the 9 there with the Nuggets in that one.
They're laying it there with Rod on over to Mindy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give the Bucks a try. I see, Ron, he's not a believer. He's over here in the chat saying no, Bucks are not gonna cover. But yeah, as underdogs on back-to-back, they're like 5-2. I'll give them a shot here in this spot. I totally agree. The Nuggets, I think, go put a whooping up on the Raptors there. They've won like their last 9. And then I'll go ahead and I'll take the Knicks. They're like 8-3 in this spot. So I'll give them a shot here too at home.
All right, from Minnie, move on over to Chris.
Yeah, definitely going to take Denver in this one. If you look, you want to bet against Toronto as a home dog. The record since 2024 is 6-19. So yeah, Denver gets right, goes up to Toronto, beats up on the Raptors. As far as the Cleveland New York game, I'm going to look at the over. On the road, Cleveland is averaging 135.5, and at home, the Knicks are 123. I think they get over the total. It's just going to be a pretty explosive, exciting game to watch. So,
all right, there from Chris. I'll tell you what I think about these games here. We'll start here with this. Let's see, we're on the Bucks. Yeah, Bucks Celtics in this one. I'm going to take the under. It's a high total, under 234.5, because these teams don't go over when they're at this number here. Bucks 15-7 the under with game totals of 230 or greater on the road. Celtics 11-5 the under with these high totals of 230 or higher. I think so, just a little bit higher. Remember one thing here: Boston is playing at the 3rd slowest pace in the NBA. Milwaukee is on the back-to-back. They do have a guard there up there in age in Damian Lillard. We'll see how they do. Giannis is up there too. So I'll look at that under in that spot. Also, Milwaukee's not making their free throws this year and playing a little bit of defense as well. You'd expect that from a Doc Rivers team to do that. This is a game. I'm gonna take Cleveland here, man. The +20 net rating right off the bat here. The way they've been playing, they're playing defense, they're shooting the basketball, and most importantly, the big guys are healthy. When you have those rim protectors, Allen healthy up there, Mobley. This Cleveland team is a little different look. Remember, he was hurt in the playoffs last year. Allen, they really need his rim presence, defensive presence up there. And boy, Cleveland 54% shooting. There isn't a whole lot of depth on this Knicks team. It's pretty much driven by the starting five. So I'll look at Cleveland here at that spot. Yeah, getting the 3 points in that Denver game. I'm going to go under the total here. Denver is playing at a very slow pace. One of the slowest. Actually, they're last in offensive efficiency. Their pace is 97 possessions per 100. 97 offensive efficiency, 97 points per 100 possessions, but also playing here at a slow pace. Denver just not shooting the ball very well. And they were, Jokic was kind of barking about that, right? I think what's happening here is there's some sort of issues here with this Nuggets team. They're seeing their players leave, right? We're seeing it, Pope. They're not signing guys, and I think that's kind of getting on some of the starters. Is hey, we're losing our guys that help us get get here, and you're inserting Christian Braun in the starting lineup for Pope. You're losing Pope. You're losing some of your depth there. Well,
Jokic, he needs to get up and down the court then if he wants to increase the pace.
Yeah. The pace of play has been slow. Toronto, a paper-thin team already. You look at you've got guys that are rotational players on the injury report, like Olenek, and of course, Quickly is doubtful, and Barrett. These are guys that get major minutes for you. With those three off the court, it's going to impact their scoring. So I'll go under in that one. All right, let's continue here.
You have to have the same thing in the Nuggets over the last few seasons, man. It's been a brutal grind for them. So could this be a down year for them? Yeah, it could be.
We could see them in the play-in.
And we're already starting to see it. Yeah, we can see them down at the bottom of the play-in. The way they've been playing to start the season, it's looking tough. It's looking like the too long past couple of years are catching up, and it does. It's a long grind.
Well,
the long grind to get to the top to win a championship, and then to try to defend it the next season. It's tough.
The famous quote. I'll remember that famous quote from last year. This was supposed to actually. I will say to their record, the Nuggets might have played two of the best defensive teams in the NBA. That is the Thunder and the Clippers to start the season. Because
the season,
the Clippers are. People just look at the scoring. The Clippers kept their really good defensive players. So that's something to keep an eye on too, because they did play some good defenses here. But that I always remember that quote from the Denver GM. That was supposed to be the beat writer, I believe, from the Nuggets gave this out, but he was supposed to keep this one off the record and not tell the world. Said pretty much the Nuggets looked like they were tired entering exiting the preseason last. They were worn out. He said we're worn out coming out of camp last year. That was the issue. And also too, remember they won 21 of 27 to close the season, because they wanted to get good seeding. So they were kind of doing that, they were on the seed they wanted to get. They wanted to get at least the top 4 seed, but they had to play hard last year down the stretch to do that. So that might have taken something out of them as well. So we'll see how this team does moving forward. But again, they did play probably some of the better defensive teams to start the season there as well. Next up, we got the one Rod's been couldn't wait for this one. Rockets and Spurs, Bulls and Grizzlies, Jazz and the Mavericks. We start with Rod.
Yeah, and you look at the Rockets and Spurs. Hey, the Spurs got them in the first matchup. So what happens usually in the second matchup, the other team gets his revenge. So the Spurs got the Rockets in a 3 and 4 night situation. So I think the Rockets come into this one, and the Spurs are the Spurs. So give me the Rockets. You only have to lay 2.5. I'm in. I think that number's on the rise too. So get on it quick. Give me the Rockets. Lay the points there. I think they get the revenge on the Spurs in that one. And then I'm not touching Lakers and Phoenix. and then you wanted to lay 11.5 with Dallas. They're looking like they might be a little tired to start off the season as well. So I think I would go the other way and take the plus 11.5 in that one. I think Utah, they show their scrappy bunch, and then give me 11.5. I'll take the 11.5 with Utah there in that one.
Yeah, this time slot is all the 8 Eastern games: Rockets, Spurs, Bulls, Grizzlies, Jazz, Mavericks. On over to Mindy.
Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and be on the Bulls. Grizzlies here, they kind of failed to cover their last 7 as favorites right now. Then I'll go back to the Spurs. Man, the home team usually covers here in this spot between these two teams. And then Mavs blah. They've covered like their last 7 here, so I'll take the Mavs versus the Jazz too.
There from Mindy on over to Chris.
Yeah, for the Grizzlies Bulls game, I'm going to take the under. They're 4-6 to the under in their last 10 games against the Bulls, so we should see an under there. And then as far as Dallas, I was back and forth on this, but then I started looking at the trends, and everything I see says to bet favorites off an upset loss, and they definitely got upset because I really thought they were going to beat the Suns the other day. But anyway, so that's 48-18. As far as that trend, I'm going to roll with Dallas. I know it's a big number, but I think they take out the Jazz, no problem.
There from Chris. I'll tell you what about these games. Yeah, I'm with Mindy there on the Spurs. I'll take them here plus 2.5. The Spurs are shooting the ball very well and defending. That's something that's kept in my holding team's 41% shooting. Houston's really struggled shooting the basketball, 40% overall. So I'll take the points there with the Spurs. He did open up one, so the line is moving against me, but still I'm getting value on the number there. Bulls and the Grizzlies. One thing I remember from this Memphis team, when they're at full health, you got to just erase last year from your memory. They have a pretty good home court. I mean, they really play to the fans there, and you would know it. They're in Memphis. I'm going to go ahead and lay it here with this Memphis teams. And what I saw there and that reminded me when I saw them pound the Magic. I said, wait a minute, this is Memphis at full health at home, and that's what they do. That crowd really gives them a huge push. I've seen a lot of Lakers Memphis playoff games back in the day. Even the Clippers would play them. I know there's a few series in Memphis would not like to remember. The Clippers, I think, overturned a 26-point deficit in the fourth quarter one year against them in Memphis. But anyway, that Memphis home crowd is very strong there, and I give them a very, very strong home field advantage. Miranda is playing through some thigh soreness. He played it on Saturday. 25 minutes, had a double-double with thigh soreness. So he's got an extra day to get that thigh better. And the Bulls just aren't shooting the ball. And offensive efficiency-wise, 28th. It's the offense here for the Bulls. 102 points per 100 possessions, almost a -7 net rating. I really elevate this Grizzlies team at home here. Their home numbers were outstanding in that Nets game against a good defensive team, Orlando, right? They shot the ball lights out here, 51% overall in that game. And this Santi Aldama, he's been around the league for a while, but he's actually producing some points here, 22 points, 7 rebounds, a late bloomer. Late bloomer there from my man Santi Aldama. So he got his time and showed pretty well against a good defensive team there. So, yeah, I'm going to look here at this Grizzlies team there. Jazz and the Mavs. I'm going to go under here. Mavs about a mid-pack pace of play team, but Mavericks 23-16 to the under at home when favored. And, boy, Utah here, they've been at home a lot, right, in the start of the season because we've been playing home dog, Utah. They're shooting just 39%, 28% from three, 29th in offensive efficiency, and that's with a lot of home games. Now you're going on the road, and I don't know. I mean, they may struggle for some points in this game. Dallas has been cold from the field as well, 40% shooting, and I'll look for the under in that one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Speaks Morning Show as we get ready here for the final couple games here from the NBA 11-game card tonight. We've got the Lakers and Suns here. We're seeing the market leader move this one. Well, right now we're seeing here at about 3.5, some 4s out there. It did open 4.5, so it looks like Lakers got the money early here in this one. Trailblazers and Kings, and this one has Sacramento 12.5, total 229, 230 in this one. We start with Rod.
Yeah, and I think 12.5 is too many. Give me I know Portland's on the back-to-back here, but at 12.5, it's still too many. Give me Portland plus the 12.5. I know they're not the greatest team on the court, but Sacramento whooping it up. 0-2 to start the season. If yes, too many points. Give me Portland plus the 12.5 there. Not touching Lakers and Phoenix.
No, not touching it. Keep touching that one. It might lay right around the number. All right, we'll move on over to Mindy.
Oh, right where it should be. It's like it's too. That's too tight. That's 3.5. Bookmakers got that one right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on Trailblazers as well. I just think it's too many. Whenever I want to be on the Kings, like I said, they don't cover for me. They also have trouble covering on the back-to-backs. So we'll go ahead, though. I'm going to lean to the Lakers. I see what you guys are talking about, fading them. I know. But, yeah, the Suns, man, I just feel like they find ways to blow games, and I think that's kind of what we're looking at here. They usually get out to a big lead, and then it all just goes away. I'm going to go ahead and be on the Lakers here.
There from Mindy here. I'll tell you what I think about this game. At first try, if the Phoenix Suns aren't making, if they're missing, they're not winning. That's the story with the Suns. They cannot offensive rebound very well. They're a horrible rebounding team, terrible on the glass on the offensive board. So they got to make their first shot. If If they don't make that first shot, they're not getting the second one. So that's the issue here with the Suns. Second worst on the offensive glass this year. LA is a really good rebounding team. You got LeBron and you got Anthony Davis. And what I'm seeing here is these are players that are motivated to play for this coach. I mean, I never, it just seems to me the effort on the court seems to be much stronger from this Lakers team than I saw last year. There was a lot of hands on the hips, a lot of looking funny looks from LeBron. These guys seem to be a much more laser focused to their job this year than everybody was so worried about the plays that are being called and all these different sets we're playing. There doesn't seem to be any second guessing to how this team's being coached yet. But that's what happens when you win every game, right? Once the losses come, that's when maybe we'll start seeing everybody second guessing, because everybody on the court seems to be a genius. They know how to coach the team better than the head coach sometimes. Some of these players think that. With this Lakers team, again, it is the first road game for LA. They had a home schedule so far, but their defense hasn't been there though. They give up a lot of points. Their defensive rating is not that good. It's kind of on pace with last year, so that's kind of what's got me worried about this game. But the Suns rebound so poorly, that's why I have to look at the points here with the Lakers in this one. The Suns 111 points per 100 possessions, mainly because they're not getting a lot of second shot opportunities here. And I think that's the difference here, why I would take the points in this one. Portland and Sacramento, we have to erase that first game. When you look at I watched that Pelicans game last night actually I watched the Pelicans both games because they were on late. And Portland's defense was better. The defensive effort was better on that team last two nights here. They covered the last two. They covered those two games against the Pelicans. We seem to forget that because that first showing was so bad. They got roughshotted by the Golden State Warriors, who looks to be more of a bully team, right? Like the Clippers got to them pretty good, right? So, they seem to be a bullying team here. We'll have to see how that trend continues. But I think Portland's defense can keep them in this game a little bit. And speaking of defense, there's none from Sacramento again on this one. It's hard to man when you're going to lay double digits and you're giving up 50% shooting and 40% from three, and you're 27th in defensive efficiency. Give up 119 points per 100. It's just hard for me really to lay the double digits here with Sacramento. Portland, believe it or not, and we saw some of this last year because they were covering these big spreads last year. And because my numbers are based on this and last year's, when I'm pulling the numbers here in the NBA, they're 11-4 to the spread on the road against losing teams. So they were making. I remember on that East Coast trip last year, they were covering a lot of those big spreads when they're back east against some of those down teams. And Sacramento, as a home favorite, 14-23. This is dating back to the start of last season, so I'm bundling last season and part of this season into that. But not a good home favorite here in Portland, covering spreads on the road as a dog because they're a bad team, they suck. Okay, let's inflate the number, right? Well, they get within the number. So that's how I look at that one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show. On to this card from the NHL, and we'll start here with Oilers, Blue Jackets, Panthers, Sabres, Predators, and Lightning. We go on over to Rob.
And looking at the Predators taking on the Lightning, you know what? I'm going to take a shot here with the Predators at this nice plus price. You look at the Lightning, they were off to a good start, but their last few not been the greatest for Tampa. They did get a nice win last time against Washington, but they had 2 wins in their last 5. They've definitely given up goals, 5 goals, 5 goals, 4 goals. 5 goals defensively. I give it to them versus Washington last time out, but coming here against Nashville, too much plus price. I'm going to take Nashville. They won last meeting versus Tampa to end that Tampa's winning streak, but I like Nashville here in that one. And then the Oilers second half of back-to-back. Take the under 6.5 in that one. I lead to Columbus. The second half of back-to-back, but the way Skinner's been playing his last 2 games, absolutely lights out. He's been standing on his head and looking like a Vezina winner for the Oilers. Definitely is what they need from him. So give me the under 6.5. Because definitely be Skinner today. We've seen Picard in the game last night. So Skinner in that one, take the under 6.5 there.
Yeah, from on over to Mindy.
Well, I think I'm actually going to go with the Sabres here at home. A little bit of plus money. Underdogs here in the spot. They've won like their last 3. Agree with Rod on the total on that Oilers game. I'm going to go under. They've hit that in their last 11 right now. And then I'm going to go opposite. I'll take the Lightning. They've lost their last. Lightning have won their last 4 versus the Predators. I'll take the Lightning.
Yeah, all right. For many others, continue on here on this NHL card. Next up, we've got Maple Leafs Jets, Blackhawks Avs, Sharks, and Utah HC on the rod.
Yeah, and you look at the Utah Hockey Club taking on San Jose, and you look in that matchup. I'm not laying minus 270 with a Utah Hockey Club. Jesus. You look what the Utah Hockey Club's done. They had a great start this season. They are at home, and I don't think that aura of the Utah Arena is the same as Mullet Arena. And you get the same kind of value there for Utah at home. And definitely not laying minus 270. The Sharks haven't been good, but if you look offensively at the numbers, they're actually just a slight better than what Utah's been doing. Utah's scoring about 2 goals a game. Sharks are at about 2.2. It's going to be an ugly game. Take the under 6. It's going to be like the first of 3 wins that one. I'm going to take a shot with the Sharks. They can't lose every single game this season. They got to win one. And guess what? Nothing like coming into Utah and upsetting the hockey club. Because everybody's on Utah. Everybody. Nobody's going to take the Sharks. They'll be on the Utah Hockey Club buck line. If you want to take the Sharks plus the 1.5, I think this comes down to could be close. Maybe it's an OT.
Yeah.
But either way.
They only lost by one of the Kings. They were down 3-0 and made a push.
Exactly. Sharks are a scrappy bunch. If you want to take the plus 1.5, because I think this is a 1-goal game. And burn puck line betters all day today on that Utah Hockey Club is what I see in that one. But I'm taking the Sharks out, win it outright. Money line, Sharks beat Utah today in that one.
There we go from Rod over to Mindy.
Well, I'll be one of those that'll get burned on this one. I'll play the percentages here. I'll take Utah minus a 1.5 at minus 105. I mean, what? The White Sox can go and lose 20 in a row. So can the Sharks, Rod. So can the Sharks. I'm going to go ahead and also look to going under in the Blackhawks game. And then I'll take a shot with the Leafs today versus the Jets. The Jets 8-0. Pretty cool, though. But I'm going to go ahead and be on the Leafs.
There we go. From Mindy, all right, let's continue on here. Carolina's out west here. Hurricanes, Canucks, the Flames, and Golden Knights. Some late night action tonight, which I like there. We've got, we'll start off here with Rod.
Yeah, and you look at this, for me, the Hurricanes played pretty good hockey on this West Coast trip. They had the same kind of West Coast trip last season, and it was a failure. So I think they wanted a better start on this West Coast trip. They went into Alberta. They beat the Oilers. They beat Calgary. They went into Seattle, got themselves a win in Seattle. And now you come into Vancouver, and I think they got themselves another win. Vancouver and goalie issues has been a big deal. This Canucks team definitely not what people expected to start the season. They haven't looked good. As I said yesterday, there's no Canuck dancing early right now. They've just looked awful, so I can't do it. Give me Carolina in that one. And then Calgary coming into Vegas. Give me the over 6.5. We're going to see some goals in that one. You know, look, Vegas 8-1 to the over. What do they do at home? Score 5+ goals a game. What does Calgary do? Give you the shots. They're giving up anywhere from 37 to 40 shots a game. If you give Vegas that many shots at home, ooh-wee, is that going to get ugly quick? Give me the over 6.5 in that one. Plenty of goals tonight in Vegas and Calgary. And the Sharps are all over Calgary. I just don't see it. Don't see it at all. Give me Vegas on the puck line on that one. Beat up Calgary.
There from Rod, we move on over to Mindy.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rod gave you that full breakdown, everything you need to know on that Knights and Flames game. I mean, that's the way you would look at it. For me, though, I'm a little bit worried about laying it. Vegas is one of those teams that they win, right? So, I mean, I'll lay the big chalk. It's like minus 190. Again, what you guys decide to do with your wagers, that is totally up to you. If you want to put those in big money line parlays, if you want to play those straight up, totally up. I feel like my job is to give you winners, and that's how I would go. I would just play Vegas here on the money line. I don't like them to win by 2. They rarely. But then I'm going to go ahead and also be on the Hurricanes today on the money line, minus 120. Not too bad for a Canucks team that's had a little bit of trouble so far this season.
There from Mindy, we got you. We got you through here the NHL. So now it's time to take a look at our parlay peripheral segment here for today's action. Here, we'll start here with Rod.
I'm going to do a little mixed sport. We're going to go with, we're going to start off in hockey. And we're going to go with Nashville on the money line. And then we're going to head to the NFL game. And we're going to take the under 36.5 in that one. And then we're going to go to the NBA. and we're going to throw in Boston minus 9.5. You can find the 9.5. Take it. Even if it goes to 10, I'm not worried. Take Boston. Lay the points there.
There's some 9.5s out there. On over to Mindy.
So I talked a little bit about this NFL game here today. I'm going to go ahead and take Freiermuth over his receptions. I mean, that guy has been insane. If I take a look at his numbers, I mean, he's at like 89.2% catch percentage. I mean, so when the ball gets to him, he gets it. That is for sure. I like Najee Harris. He's better than Singletary when it comes to everything here in this one. I will take over his yards. He's been averaging about 70. I think he's pretty close to that number here today. So you could take him like plus 50, something like that. And then again, I talked about this number 2 spot today, right? You have Darius Slayton versus Van Jefferson. I mean, Slayton has a huge advantage over this number 2 receiver. So I will take Slayton here over his yardage number tonight as well. So a little 3-team same game parlay there for you.
Mindy, on over to Chris.
We'll do a mixed one as well. I'm going to look at the World Series, take the over 8.5. If it gets to 9, whatever. And then Detroit to cover the spread. And then, as much as I typically don't do it, I'll take the Lakers to cover the spread in that one too. The Lakers, like you said, they're definitely a different team. I don't know if it's this coach or what's going on. You've got a lot of energy this year. I guess we'll see what happens after they lose. Yeah. But I mean, with Dalton Connect and everybody like that adding to the team, these guys have been, like you said, faster paced, a lot of laser focus. So I'll take them as a part of that too. So over World Series, Detroit to lay the points, and the Lakers to lay the points.
All right, here's a 3-teamer from the NBA. I'll take the Pistons plus the points, Trailblazers plus the points, and Jazz Mavericks under the total. All right, we got you through these NBA here. So let's take a look at what the cappers have for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com. Heading into a big week of action with all these sports overlap. We'll have at least and at least 2 more World Series games this week. We've got a lot of NBA, NHL, NFL. We're hitting Halloween, so that means we're in November college football this weekend, right? So the big matchups, big games coming up. Best time of the year in college football, November, no doubt. So we'll start with Rod. Rod enjoying a great year over at Tony'sPicks.com, over 1,700 units of profit. All right, Rod, what do you got for sale over on the site?
And over at the site tonight, I've one NHL play. I've got I got the World Series winner already up there, ready for you. So head on over, scoop that up. But give me about 20 minutes, and I'll have one more play in there to get you my Money Monday triple. Love that play today. 3 plays that's absolutely going to get us paid. So definitely jump aboard that today. And we got a loaded week of action ahead this week. So definitely your best bet. Jump aboard something long term, and let's have ourselves a big week. Hey, we're only a few days by next weekend. I think we see some college hoops. So jump aboard something long term. Take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper promotional at Tony's Picks as well. I'm not the only hot capper over at Tony's Picks. Jump aboard. Let's continue to put some money in your pocket.
You never put your money in your pocket, guys. Long term, as Rod was saying, enjoying a great year this year. We'll take a look at Mindy. Great showing here in the NFL. There on the tails of her sister on that leaderboard for the year. All right, Mindy, what do you got for sale over at Tony's Picks?
I know, right? I'm gonna have to arm wrestle her here pretty soon. But yeah, we're enjoying a good week. We're planning on keeping that going. Everything's starting to settle down here a little bit on my end. So we're ready to go in on some NHL action. We'll be in on the NFL and Major League Baseball tonight. So I'm pretty excited for the week. It's like the best time of year for us over here in this sports betting arena with so much going on. Never a dull moment. So make sure you go ahead and check out all of the hot cappers at Tony'sPicks.com. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout there as well.
Let's see that 50% with that promo code. Again, on board with Mindy. No other time to get that long-term pass, or that 7-day pass, get you covered the NFL this week and more with Mindy over at Tony's Picks. Let's talk to Chris. Chris, you're in the green this year in the NFL. What do you got for sale over at Tony's Picks?
Today I've got a best bet in NBA. I've got a best bet in MLB. I've got a best bet in Monday Night Football. And then I did a 3-pack in NBA because there was just too many games that I enjoyed. So definitely scoop all those up. And like Rod said, we got a lot of action coming up with college basketball starting soon. So get on something long-term. You'll get all of it. But yeah, I've got a best bet in each one of the sports today. And it's going to be a great week.
Great week, guys. Got a board here with Chris over at Tony's Picks. I've got up for sale right now. A best bet here from the NFL, as well as a play from Major League Baseball. Looking here at this NBA card as well. So get on board with me over at Tony'sPicks.com. Having a really good NFL season. Remember those long-term pass. Remember that 7-day pass. You guys like getting that here on Monday because you got a lot of coverage here. The Sunday through Monday through Sunday card will feature a lot of NFL in there, NBA, the World Series. Don't forget about the college football. We've got college football again starting tomorrow. We got that Tuesday through Saturday games here. So we have a lot of coverage for you. This is the best time of the year to get these long-term passes with all these sports overlapping. As Mindy said, use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. And you can click the link in the description. That'll take you to our site at Tony'sPicks.com. You find our cappers on the All Cappers tab. You can check us out there. All right. I know we have a lot of content on our YouTube channel, guys. You're watching this here live on YouTube. We produce a lot of on-demand videos where you can watch the show. You can also watch the replay of the show every day as well, archived immediately. Let's ask Rod here what you got over on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel now, your plans for the upcoming week.
And for me, right now, I've got all you covered on every hockey game. So as Lex Steele said, what starting goalies are there? If you go check out all those videos, I've given you my leads on who I think is going to start. We only got 2 confirmations on goalies this early in the morning. Skinner is definitely playing for the Oilers 100%. As I stated already, he is going to be the starting goalie. The only other starting goalie confirmed is the Winnipeg Jets and Halibut. Everybody else is not confirmed yet. We still got to do that morning skate. But if you checked out those videos on YouTube that I've archived, I'll tell you who's going to start. I'm pretty good at I've got this down to a science. I'm pretty good at telling you who's going to start the goalie. I might miss one here or there where they change it up and they decide they should start a rookie from the AHL. Like yesterday, the who did that yesterday? The Flyers. Man, I totally missed that one. All of a sudden, I look at who is that guy, and I was like, no, I totally would have taken Montreal against some rookie in the AHL. It's just one of those spots. So definitely, you covered on every hockey game. I also got a parlay in today's action. We'll go over the college football show. We'll do the NFL show. And if a day comes to it that, hey, I could find 3 NBA plays for you or 3 college football that day, you'll find a parlay from me as well. So definitely keep an eye out. Go watch out all the Tony's Picks YouTube because it's getting bigger. More cappers are finally coming out of their shell. Ron Hahn maybe soon. Be coming out of his shell soon. Maybe soon. Maybe we'll see you. I pushed you a few times. Come on. You can do it. We have faith in you, buddy. Come on. You can do it.
That's right. Let's get Ron Hahn up here up on the channel. Vinny, what can we find from you over on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel? Come now and this week. I know you also have content in written form as well on the site.
That's right. Been getting some articles out. So if you want my deep dives in full form, you can go ahead and check those out in the free picks section at Tony's Picks. So we have you covered. And lots of writers are doing NBA, NHL. So they are all there. So make sure you get over to the free picks page. You'll also find me doing videos for college football, for the NFL. We're getting closer to getting you that full breakdown of the NHL every single day with my statistical best bet. Got a lot of work done over the weekend, so I've had to change courses a little bit, and so we're getting really close. It's a lot of work after all of these sports collide all at once to prepare for this show and other things and getting your handicapping in. So we're revamping, getting it ready to go. I'm excited. It will be great. I know you guys like those data-driven drives, data-driven plays out there. So we'll make sure we get those to you soon. But yeah, thanks you guys again for watching. I can see the YouTube channel excelling. These guys on this channel right now, Tony, Rod, Chris, they're doing great work. So make sure you check them out every single day. Put your notifications on out there too.
Absolutely. All right, Chris, what can I find from you over at Tony's Picks YouTube channel now and your plans for the upcoming week?
I've got NBA video out today. I've got an MLB video out today. And then I just released my first player prop video. That was a lot of fun, even though it took about 70 takes to get everything right, as I fell all over myself with that one. But we finally got it right, got it under control. So I'm going to do more of those. That was pretty fun to give everybody about 4 or 5 props to cash in on. And so look for that more of those as the NBA season goes on. Might do some NFL. But yeah, I'll have a video every day, at least in NBA. And yeah, just going to keep on doing what we're doing.
That's right, guys. Make sure you check out Chris over the YouTube channel, all of our cappers on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Lots of on-demand content. Watch us. You can always watch us live here every day 9:30 a.m. Eastern, also archiving immediately. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications, be notified when we're live, and for all your favorite cappers videos as they're released here on the Tony Swix Morning Show. All right, before we end the show, any closing thoughts from anybody?
No.
All right,
we're all
I got it all out all at once. Yeah.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Let's have a kick start the week, a winner. Big week coming.
Big week coming, guys. We're going to thank you for joining us. Back again tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. We'll wait. Goodbye, guys. You guys make it a winning night. We're back tomorrow here on the Tony Swix Morning Show.